right now. Yeah.
The soft coup we keep talking about. I don't care hard or soft. It's a coup. So, interestingly enough, the whole time I'm reading this biography of Smedley Butler, half this book is a biography, and I'd read about him in other places too. I'm envisioning Gary Cooper as Smedley Butler. He's just got that kind of laconic character, he's thin and a regular guy and tough. And then I got to thinking about the movie Meet John Doe. Have you ever seen this movie?
No.
Okay. This is a classic movie about a guy who is claiming he's going to commit suicide because of the conditions of the country. And a very powerful newspaper publisher takes up this cause and makes it his own and starts these local groups called the John Doe Society. And he's using it to fund and fuel his rise to power. He wants to run for president. And the opening scene, when you see this publisher, D.B. Norton, is him overseeing a motorcycle cadre of guys that look like state policemen. And when I first saw this movie years ago, that's what I thought they were. I thought they were state policemen putting on a show. No, they were his own private motorcycle corps doing these formations. And it's really impressive the way these guys are riding these Harleys around. It's worth seeing it for that. Meet John Doe. But the point is, no, that's a very fascist display. So in reading about it, I'm finding out the director, the same guy who did It's a Wonderful Life, Frank Capra, a hugely successful film director in the 30s, he had fascism on his mind when he made that movie. I believe that movie was made in a direct response to what Smedley Butler was talking about in the 30s. He was inspired that there was a grassroots organization in the movie. It's the John Doe Society.
Right.
And in real life, it was these veterans groups, veterans chapters, and an attempt to take over the government of the United States.
So back to Smedley Butler then. So he obviously was talking with these people and getting information.
He was leading them on.
So what did he end up doing?
He went to Congress. He had other people looking into it. He had other sources. He had actually at one time taken leave from the Marines and became the police chief of the city of Philadelphia. They had asked him to. He had all kinds of contacts. And he had reporters, and he got some people that he trusted, and he asked them to look up things. And they were amazed at what they found. And they went to Congress, and they did a report before a subcommittee. And a lot of it's redacted, and this book shows the redactions. And if you, like I said, if you go to my website where you can see it.
And allegedly, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've dabbled a little bit into this, wasn't George H.W. Bush's father Prescott Bush, involved in with those industrialists?
Supposedly he was going to be nominated as the guy. Now, he was newly rich at that time. He was not old, he was newly wealthy at that time, but I've heard people say, yes, Prescott Bush was the guy. You're absolutely right.
Interesting if you could get past her. Why are they redacting stuff from 1930?
Yeah, well, at the time it was hot potato stuff, man.
Open it now. I want to see it.
Why should we all? I'm sorry. It is open now. You can find it.
So you'll see Prescott Bush's name in there?
No, because he wasn't mentioned by name in there. There are people who say that he was, one of the guys.
So it's hearsay at this point. So
right.
I thought we were running out of time.
That happened to Dick last hour.
Let's take a quick call from Gary in Hazel Park who wants to talk about your movie that you're talking about, John Doe. Hey, Gary, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing just fine, brother. Hey, a bit of a correction. Barbara Steinweck's character, the reporter, she made up the whole story about John Doe.
I realize that. I didn't want to.
John Doe.
You're right. She made it up, and then Gary Cooper steps up. They need to find somebody to actually be John Doe. You're right.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a group of guys. I can't remember. I think they're called the Krupp brothers, the Germans, back during World War I and World War II. They were high. They made weapons, and they pretty much financed the war on both sides for what you guys are talking about, the industrial military complex. So it started before our guys, whichever guys did it. I don't know who did it, who you're talking to about specifically, but it's been going on for quite a while, really.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you real quick. I'm going to go sideways here. The Krupp brothers you're talking about, is there a Krupp castle? Is that part of that family in Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Another time, I'm going to remind me, Gary, to bring this story up either on or off air, and I'll tell you a very interesting story about Krupp Castle. And
is it haunted?
and chandeliers. I don't want to go into it, but anyways, so go on. So what else you got, Gary?
Well, you guys are obviously aware that it's only been 2 or 3 days since the corrupt Democrats have taken over the government or part of the government, and this is going to be a sideshow. This is going to be the biggest embarrassment to America for years on end, what they're going to be doing. And we're just going to have to saddle in and take it because they're in power.
Yeah, I think it might actually be a good thing because I think it's going to expose. I think American people are not as dumb as they think we are. They really think we're a bunch of dough-headed rubes who are just sucking up everything the mainstream media is throwing at us.
We're not all millennials.
I'm talking to millennials occasionally, and they're not, even in the last 2 years, the change on many of them has been quite astounding because they're not getting their news from the mainstream media as much, and all of a sudden they're seeing some really stupid stuff from the Democrats. It's just unbelievable.
I wonder how much of that is conservatives posting on Facebook.
It's part of it.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden they're seeing stuff they didn't see before. But I wanted to ask Gary. Gary, what do you think of my analysis of the movie Meet John Doe being representative of the situation I was describing with Smedley Butler?
Oh yeah, that's very accurate. Of course, I didn't know the guy's name, the general's name that you're referring to, but I know the story of the uprising and the vets trying to get their bonus. I know all that and how they were forced out of Washington and stuff
by MacArthur and Patton.
Yeah, well, they were the guys, the highest-ranking members of the military at the time, so it was their job. But it seems odd, doesn't it? I mean, those guys, people who I hold in such high esteem, actually took troops against our own troops, our vets. I mean, that's just crazy talk, but it happened, and I know it happened.
Yeah, crazy.
But the whole John Doe thing and the Frank Capra thing, the way he made his movies to be so fluid and just to move you in a certain way at the very end, just grab you by the heart and make you realize that this is us. This is the state of man. This is what we do to ourselves. And it's just amazing.
Yeah, great. Well, great call, Gary. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Gary.
Have a great weekend. Okay. And Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, back at you.
All right.
By the way, I couldn't even remember the name of my own blog, but it's called Not of This World. If you want to look for this, I've got it written out.
How George Norrie of you.
Yeah, I know. There's actually a link to the movie, the full no commercials, high quality
of John Doe.
Of Meet John Doe. I'm
watching
really?
Was it YouTube or something?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I got the link there.
All right, that's great. Well, we're going to get into a lot in this next half hour. And I think we're coming up at the hard break here pretty quickly. But one of the things that really struck me this week was this Green Deal from ocasio-cortez. Your lady, your favorite congressional representative, Ocasio-Alexandra.
ACO.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Anyway,
that's what they're calling her now.
Cortez.
Yes. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
They're talking that some of her taxes, they're taxing the uber rich 87%.
Yeah.
60 to 70% for what they call rich. Now define that rich, please, because I'm betting it's people over $100,000 a year, right?
Do you have the audio of her?
I don't.
We'll get that during the break.
Yeah, if you can pull it. I was trying to get this done last night.
She's like deer in the headlights again.
It's just disturbing that. But this is what's absolutely crazy with this new Democratic crew. They're just putting out the craziest stuff, and it's been 2 days. 2 days. What are they going to do for the next 24 months?
Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
Yep. How much time we got, Derek? 1 minute. Okay, so give me your website one more time or your blog spot because I want to go look at that.
Yeah, it's called Not of This World or Ed Bonderenka at blogspot.com. Just if you look up Bonderenka, you'll find a bunch of tennis stars in the Ukraine, and eventually you'll get to my name, maybe. I don't know. But try
Martina?
Not of this
Bonderenka?
world. No, not Martina.
All right, we'll see you all on the other side of the break.
Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that their loved one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change.
People are always on the go, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep informed? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Joe Pags, Fayron X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com. Whamradio.com.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Funeral services underway today for Ronil Singh, a California cop killed in the line of duty.
It is a gray day, wet and rainy here in Modesto, and the mood fits as California's tight-knit Central Valley remembers one of its finest, a true hero and an American patriot. Singh was gunned down during a traffic stop just hours after celebrating Christmas Day with his wife and their 5-month-old son. He was just 33 and a veteran of the police department in Newman, a small force outside Modesto with just 12 officers.
Fox's Claudia Cowan in Modesto. Wild card weekend for the NFL starts today.
The Houston Texans, the 3rd seed in the playoffs and AFC South champs, play host to the 6th seed Indianapolis Colts. Kickoff from NRG Stadium slated for 4:35 p.m. Eastern Time. After that, it's the Dallas Cowboys, the 4th seed in the NFC and champs in the East, welcoming the 5th seed Seattle Seahawks to AT&T Stadium. Kickoff slated for 8:15 p.m. Eastern.
Fox's Matt Napolitano. This is Fox News.
Families hit by drug addiction already know how difficult this problem is to solve. In many cases, addicts have tried multiple 28-day or 12-step programs that did not work. Narconon Freedom Center believes that addiction is neither inherited nor an incurable disease that requires indefinite treatment or medication for the rest of a person's life. Narconon Freedom Center's drug addiction program consists of unique techniques to assist addicts to overcome drug and alcohol dependencies and the damaging effects to an addict's life. This is done naturally, and there is no substitution drug to handle one drug addiction by inheriting another. Narconon Freedom Center's goal is for each individual to achieve and maintain long-term success. Any family member or loved one of an addict, please do not hesitate to call Narconon Freedom Center at 517-629-6749 and reach out for help. That's 517-629-6749. We are in this battle together, and as a team, we can fix the problem of addiction.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing care facilities you've ever seen. All WellBridge locations offer a resort-like atmosphere, and their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. Here's former patient Evelyn Danielson from Brighton.
It was excellent. It wasn't only just the physical part of it, doing your exercises with them. It was the RNs, even down to the kitchen people that came in and said, "What can we fix you? What do you like? We'll try to do it for you." And everything with a smile. I couldn't get over. I would heartily recommend WellBridge.
For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge. In Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team, WellBridge invites everyone to learn more about them at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
You know I'm holding you down. People shouldn't change like the weatherman. People shouldn't change if they innocent. People act strange when it's getting hard to breathe. So let me be your oxygen. Please don't go. I will stay when everyone is leaving and you're feeling strange. See them go, hear them say, trying to breathe but you're feeling strange. Oh, feel like you're living but you might be better out there. If you're going under, then I'll be your oxygen. I'll be your oxygen. I'll be your oxygen. I'll be your oxygen.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Howdy.
Hey, good job on the Smedley Butler thing, bringing it out.
Thank you.
I wonder if Glenn Beck ever did something on Smedley Butler. I'd love to see that on a whiteboard. Have it explained on video on a whiteboard. I think it's just a nice piece of American history, again, that nobody seems to... why do they hide these things from us? You know?
It's history, and if you don't know your history, you just may stumble into the same thing over again blindly, right?
Exactly, right? If you don't remember history, you're doomed to repeat it. And so why so much of our American history is being hidden and not taught today in school?
So that we'll do it.
Yeah,
exactly why.
They're driving us toward